Today we're covering Chapter 8, Lesson 1, Angle Relationships. And our first word is vertex. Vertex is the point where the two rays meet. And we have right angles. And if you look at the little picture, this is their vertex. That's where the two rays come together. And then acute, that's the little one, is less than 90. And then we have the big one. There's the vertex. He's greater than 90. And the straight one makes a straight line that's exactly 180 degrees.
Let's make an angle nice and easy. It's not hard, just follow me. Connect two rays at an endpoint. This is plain geometry. Two's cute and straight. The right one's really great. They're angles you create. Two's cute and straight. The right one's really great. They're angles you create.
We name angles according to their vertex or their endpoint. So, for example, if we had this little acute angle here, if there's a dot there, I'm going to label it B. So that would be angle B. Or sometimes they put a little number inside here, so that would be angle 4. This little line in front, this is the symbol for angle. So that reads angle B or angle 4. And sometimes they have dots on the rays. And they do that because there might be other rays, like there could be another one right here. And we wouldn't want to name that angle B because I wouldn't know which angle you were talking about. See, there's 2 angles now. So we name them with 3 letters. If I want to show this angle right here, I need to name it angle A, B, C. Again, the vertex is in the middle. And if I want to talk about this angle over here, this would be angle C, B, D. The vertex is still in the middle, but I named these angles, these letters, these points, so I know that I'm talking about this angle over here. Our next vocabulary word is vertical. Vertical angles are angles that are opposite, and they are formed by 2 intersecting lines, like we have here on the right. And the angles are across from each other, or opposite each other. Those angles are congruent. So it says angle 1 is equal or congruent to angle 3. They're opposite each other. Think about the butterfly wings. They're opposite each other. And this little symbol right here means congruent. Okay, and also angle 2 is congruent to angle 4, so they are vertical angles. Our last vocabulary word is adjacent angles. And adjacent angles have the same vertex or endpoint, and they have a common side, but they do not overlap. So they have the same vertex and a common side, but they do not overlap. So let's name some adjacent angles that are in our little example here. So angle 1 is adjacent to angle 2. They are right next to each other, is basically what adjacent means. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. And angle 2 and angle 3 are also adjacent. And we're just going to keep going around the circle. Angle 3 and angle 4 are adjacent. They're right next to each other. They share a common side and they share a vertex. One more. Angle 1 and angle 4 are also adjacent. Let's look at the questions you're supposed to be doing by yourself. Okay, number 1 says name 2 angles that are vertical. And I got you kind of started. Angle MPL, so that's angle MPL, that's this one right here. What angle would be vertical to it? That means opposite it. That would have to be this one. So how do we name that? That would be angle NPO. Okay, the next question asks 2 angles that are adjacent. That means they have to be touching each other. And it starts with the same angle, MPL. And which angle, and there's 2 that are touching MPL. I'm going to use this one right here. So that's LPO. Number 3 says determine the value of x. There's the x. So 5x. Now what could that be equal to? Remember, vertical angles are equal to each other, so 5x would be equal to 85. And I'm going to let you solve that by yourself. Number 4, 5, and 6 says, name each angle in 3 ways. Then classify the angle as acute, right, or obtuse, or straight. Use the corner of your paper to identify them, because unless it has this little mark right here, it's not a right angle. If it has a little square in the corner, that means it's right. So you might need to use this corner of your paper to see if number 4 is actually right, if it's acute or obtuse. And you also need to name it in 3 ways. So angle RST, angle TSR, notice the vertex is in the middle, or it could be angle 4. Okay. Numbers 7, 8, 9, and 10, you're looking at the diagram on the right, and you're going to pick an acute angle. So let's look at our picture and see if we can find an acute angle. I'm going to use this one right here. It makes a little angle though, that's acute. So angle JBC. And there's lots of options for all of them. I'm just giving you that one because that's going to be a quiz question.